Ooh, that's not right. There, that is much more right. Perfect. Alright, going live then in 10, 9, 8. Hey world, it's Tobo. It's June 4th, 2013, and welcome back to the party. Now, the first thing I want to say is congratulations, Checker, because the beta is open! Yes, we did it! So, huge congratulations there. Thanks. This game is awesome. Second thing I wanted to say is there's a bunch of new faces in the chat, and that makes me excited. And the third thing I wanted to say is I don't have both sides of the stream, because to my knowledge, James doesn't stream, and that's okay. But Varanas, I think is how you pronounce it, his side is a little bit odd. There's a few frame rate issues and a few lighting issues, but for the most part, all is good. So, without further ado, let's get into things. Here we go. Varanas as the spy, with James as the sniper. Varanas immediately gets dumped at a statue. Takes control as he picks it up. Gets a couple of quick inspects in free of charge. Shame he started with a drink. He might have been able to get a swap in as well. He got there that fast. But so far, everything seems to be going pretty well. As he heads in for his first flirt. Now, he did quite likely get an early highlight for the statue at the beginning, and that is certainly suboptimal, but certainly not too bad. Now, he didn't actually manage to get that seduce in, which is an issue, because he was in great position for it. It's just a shame that wasn't able to work, but he seems to be doing alright. A little bit of an odd entry into the convo, but shouldn't be noticed. A lot of people in that conversation. You might even be able to get a banana bread off here. Yep, there he goes. Here's the banana bread. Ooh, green dress bailed on him at a bad time, and it was a white test, so it's a bit of a shame. A little bit less optimal than he would have liked, but things seem to be going relatively smoothly so far. Spending a lot of time in conversation, just being inconspicuous. Seduction target decides to show up in the exact wrong side of the conversation to where we want him to be, so that's a bit of a shame in itself. Hit the green test on the flirt, though, so managed to salvage some of that pretty nicely. Ambassador decides to be super friendly, but Varanas decides he doesn't really want to try to go for that. It's a little bit risky with the positioning and lack of cover. Actually goes for a time ad. That's unusual enough to be able to get away with it, but he doesn't. James takes the first game. And ladies and gentlemen, we are underway. Now, one thing that blows my mind is we've already got 16 viewers, and that is that's awesome. That's probably the most I've had so far, and I blame open beta, or at least all the invites and load tests that have been going out. I'm super happy about all this. Looks like we're heading into game 2 with Orange Dress as the spy and Blondo as the seduction target. Now, looking at Orange Dress here, she heads to the statues fairly early on. Same one Varanas was at, actually. So, able to get a quick 2 inspects there and picks up a highlight for his trouble, so that could have gone better, I must admit. He steps in here for his first flirt. Not optimal positioning, but it will do fairly well. This crazy flickering on the side here is what I was talking about when I said lighting problems. I don't think he's actually done the talk yet to get that flirt in. That'll be her right there, I think. So that's the flirt. Again, not optimal positioning, but it will do. It looks like he's just going to hang out in that conversation a little bit longer. Probably a good idea. Throw off at a bit of suspicion early on. Heading to... Where are you headed? Oh, the briefcase. That's an interesting idea. You're a little bit close to the ambassador, which is a shame, but... Ooh. That was a weird briefcase. I wasn't a fan of that one, but heads back into this inconspicuous conversation, and everything seems to be going all right. Now, Varanas is one of two highlights right now, and he seems to be the one that's taking the most scrutiny. So, sorry, James seems to be the one taking the most scrutiny. And so he's not really in a very good position here as he steps in for his second flirt with 1:40 to go. Not a single mission done. Although... yeah, he's only done 2 flirts as well, so we can't even have that done. He's not in a very good spot, both suspicion-wise and missions-wise, so this could be really difficult to get this finished up. This could be a banana bread. Yeah, that's that. Hits the green test, but... oh, apparently not exactly optimal position to be doing that banana bread in either, so that's a bit of a shame. James still hanging out in this conversation with 1 minute to go and very little done already. That may well be the final flirt. So that is 2 2/3 missions done. He goes to the statues for his final inspect. This will be the 3rd mission. And then he just needs to do one of the hardtails, either the swap or the bug. But he's in a terrible position to swap here. Alright, 30 seconds to go. Let's see what you do, big guy. Pathing issues. The bouncing was fairly nice, actually, so that likely won't be caught out. He's got a chance to bug here. Doesn't look like he went for it. I'm not sure what he's doing at the moment. Oh, he still had a flirt to get done. And after the statue swap at the beginning that I missed, that's actually all he needed, but he wasn't actually able to get it done. So Varanas takes that game back in what was a lot closer than I thought it was, actually. Actually, only about 15% off on the flirt, and that would have been it. So, if he positioned that first flirt a little bit better, that would have been... actually, the first or the third flirt, either of those would have been positioned a bit better. He probably would have won that game. It was a little bit unfortunate how long he had to, well, I guess the problems he was having with his seductions, but other than that, he did a surprisingly good job. And this is the danger of casting with only one side, because you miss little things like that first statue there. Little things that actually wind up turning out to be very big things. Should have shot orange dress. Thanks for that, Kletos. It's always orange dress. So here we are, getting ready to go into Game 3 on Courtyard 2. Holy frame drop, Batman! That wasn't good. Are we okay? We appear to be okay. Uh-oh. Hang on. Okay, give me a second. I'm just gonna see if I can wait till this calms down a moment. And I was wrong. We're not on Courtyard 2. We're on Balcony again. Sorry, we're on Ballroom again. I thought I saw Courtyard 2 for some reason. Frames seem to have stopped dropping. So this appears to be good. I'm gonna get back to the game. It's just started. Varanas playing as spy. Here we go. That was the most adorable spin ever. Okay. So, Varanas starting out in an inconspicuous conversation. So that's pretty good. Let's have a look here. Still not doing a whole lot right off the bat. That black wall is going to distract the hell out of me, by the way. Seduction target decides to drop in to say hi, so that's very fortunate. Grabs that seduce. Didn't manage to hit the green test, but hey, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. almost in range for the ambassador too. He decided to get friendly as well, and that seduction target is being such a pal. That is awesome. That's 2 free flirts. Didn't have to do anything for them as he grabs a drink here. Might actually want to go for his banana bread, but it's a little bit too late for that. Takes a sip of that drink. And with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go, he's almost got his flirt done already, and he hasn't even moved. Here he goes, hanging out at the painting, which is another thing that spies almost never do. Some people actually lowlight for it. Now, if he hits a green test here, he doesn't hit a green test here, but he might have been able to finish that seduce if he did. Bit of a shame he missed out on that. I'm having trouble with words today. Bear with me. Alright, as he finishes up his drink and heads to the back room to grab those 3 inspections, things seem to be going fairly well for Varanas, although he does seem to be running a little bit low on time. Minute and 20 and 1 mission done, though 1 more flirt will be able to finish that up. Looked like he was going for it there, and manages to inconspicuously follow her in just the right way to be able to get that off. So that was some really nice walking there. That made me quite happy. So that's that done. A minute to go. 2 missions to do. Both inspect and flirt are done, and those were the longest missions. If he can get this banana bread in here, he's in fairly good shape, but he winds up going the window instead. Once again, playing the inconspicuous game. Here he goes for that banana bread. Huge conversation. This is a great time for it. But he's not doing it yet. Maybe he's waiting for a few more people. Doesn't have a whole lot of time to wait around, though. He's only got 25 seconds to go. You gotta get that banana bread in, man. Come on. Come on, James. Come on, James. 15 seconds. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? You need to do this, man. 10 seconds to go. Here's the banana bread. This could be bad. He didn't hit the green test on that. 5 seconds. You gotta get that bug. You gotta get that bug. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. What are you doing? He's not doing anything. I guess he was being watched a bit too closely to actually get that finished up, but Varanas loses another game to James as the sniper. 2-1 is the current scoreline. I'm surprised he didn't try something there. Yep, granted, almost guaranteed it would have gotten him a shot, but he wasn't winning that anyway, let's be honest. He had the laser right on him at the end there. Honestly, if he'd done that banana bread 15, 20 seconds sooner, he might have actually been able to get away with that. But considering how long he waited for it, there was really nothing he could have done. It's just a shame. He might have actually been able to pull that off. Would have been hard, yes, but you never know. Alright, so here we go. Back onto ballroom, no transfer. With red flannel jacket as the spy, and purple dress as the seduction target. Here we go. So James starts the game off with a flirt at the bookcase. I don't think he actually managed to get that off, though. I think green test actually... Sorry, not green test. Why am I saying green test? Reading the chat too much. I think purple dress actually ran away before he was able to get that seduce off, so that's a bit of a shame. Standing in the convo all by himself, trying to decide where to go next. And where he decides to go next looked like it was going to be next to purple dress, but then she ran away again. So that's unfortunate. Checks his watch. Doesn't look like he did a time ad there. Looked like that was just a standard old regular watch check as he goes to have a chat with the ambassador. Now, it looked like he was trying to get a low light from that, but someone walks in to say hi right next to him. He doesn't get a chance to do it. Now, hopefully he'll actually get this flirt off now. Yep, there's the flirt. And there's a highlight. I'm not really sure what that was from, but he was actually able to get a flirt in with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. He is not having a very good game this round. Alright, there's the banana bread, so that's a mission done. And he actually got shot for it. That's surprising to me. I'm not really sure what the big tells were to make him really suspicious. Probably pathing. There were a few little weird things that happened there, but I didn't think it was anything heinous enough to be really noticed enough for a shot. But then again, I'm not really good enough at Spy Party, quite honestly, to catch some of the really little things that people do, even though I'm staring right at him the entire time. But even though I'm not really sure how Varanas won that, he did. Score is 2-2 after 4 games. Let me skip ahead just a little bit to see if we can get this next game going. Here we go. Now we're going to Courtyard 2, with Varanas picking up the spy boots once again. And, oh man, it looked like that seduction target was going to be really friendly. Not the case, though. Not the case. Let's see what's going on here. It's a very nice, juicy conversation over there with both the seduction target and the double agent. Looks like that's where Varanas is headed. Yeah, he saw the same thing I did, so I think he is in range for a 50% flirt here, as the DA decides he wants to get out of here because it's too crowded. That's a bit of a shame. Hopefully he'll actually be able to get this flirt off before the seduction target bails on him. Actually, the double agent comes back almost as if apologizing, and the seduction target leaves instead. So, again, a little bit unfortunate. Varanas is not having a whole lot of luck in these conversations. There's a banana bread, though. Hits the green test on that, so that was quite nice. So with 1 minute and 45 to go, only the one mission done, it's not looking very good for Varanas right now. He's really going to have to motor a bit to see if he can get more missions finished up. 1 minute and 30 to go. And here comes the seduction target, sitting in the conversation across the way. Let's see what Varanas does. Ooh, Ambassador goes over there as well. Ooh. Bad entry into that conversation. A little bit of a weird spot there as well. Hopefully he'll actually be able to get this flirt off. Being very patient in these conversations, and I'm not sure he can afford to at this point. There's the flirt. He did hit the green test on that, so that's 50%. Plays his cards right, he should be able to get that done in one more flirt. But you can't really count on that. 45 seconds to go. 3 missions to do. This is going to be really hard. Here he goes to the statues for a couple of inspects. Unlikely he's going to try swapping here, though. Ooh, he does try swapping. Hits the green test. That was essential. But then he accidentally walks into a wall, so that's suboptimal. Oh god, seduction target, are you serious? This is not what we would need right now. Varanas, with some pathing issues, looks like he's going to see if he can actually get a bug in on the Ambassador. But the Ambassador moved as well, so he takes a long route. But the green swap guy got himself shot, and Varanas picks up a game that really didn't look like he was going to be able to pick up. So that green swap wound up really saving him. It was a gutsy move, but he knew he had to do it. Wound up working out for him like a charm. That was very nice. 3-2 is the current scoreline in favor of Varanas. As we move into the next game on Courtyard 2 with Blue Dress as the spy and Snaps McGee as the seduction target. Quick swap here, I guarantee. But only one inspect able to get done. Got himself a highlight, but a highlight for a swap, I think that's a fairly good trade. I would call that worth it. Again, it's going to be a little bit tricky, but I'm liking how this is looking so far, as James steps into an innocuous conversation. Hasn't got any flirts done, but hasn't really had a good chance to yet. Where's he headed now? Looks like just to a window. Not doing a whole lot right off. Alright, now, here he's going off to another window. What are you doing, James? What are you doing? Spending a lot of time on the outside here. Actually, Snaps went into the conversation for a moment. I think James was actually able to get a flirt off of that, and a fairly nice one too. But with 1 minute and 20 seconds left, he's going to have to take another trip to the statues as well. There he goes for that. So that should finish up his inspects. He's got a swap done. And one flirt, I think. Let's have a look at how he's doing here. Where is he going? Still hanging out on the outside. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Heads into this conversation and get the banana bread off. There's the banana bread. Lots of people in conversation, but actually takes a bullet for it, so wasn't able to quite get away with that. Varanas goes up 4-2. That's actually a fairly good spot. Now with the swap at the beginning. And wow, I totally missed a walking bug there. Mind blown. Yeah, I apologize for that. That happened at about 2 minutes and 12 seconds while he was going from window to window to window to window. I think he actually got it in a place where it wasn't actually on camera though, because I don't remember actually ever seeing him walk by the ambassador. So that was very nice. So, wasn't able to quite get him the win there. As Varanas once again picks up the spy shoes. Let's see how this goes here on balcony. The danger map. 2 minutes and 2 missions. Let's see how Varanas does here. So, steps into the conversation in a really nice position for the banana bread here, but also in a really good position for the flirt. Not able to get the banana bread in before everyone starts leaving. Not able to get the bug in because James was watching too closely. But should be able to get the flirt in. There's the flirt, there's the green test, so that's very nice. 1 minute and 15 to go. And he does have that flirt done. So that's looking quite nice. Well, not a lot of people decide they want to hang out in conversation this time around, which is just a little bit odd. Here comes people. Here comes the seduction target. This is a brilliant position. If you can get this flirt off, it's a great spot for the banana bread as well. 45 seconds to go. Let's see what he does. Gotta do something, man. Here comes the banana bread. Doesn't hit the green test. That's not very good. But Green Dress took the bullet for it. So Varanas takes another game, bringing the scoreline to 5-2. That glass is empty. That glass is not. In case you can't tell, I love my water. There was something I wanted to say about that game, but I can't remember what it was. So, I'm just going to skip to the next game, because I can't remember. Alright, here we go. Once again, blue dress as the spy, but the man in the white jacket as the seduction target this time around. As James starting a fairly nice conversation. If you can just wait for a seduction target to get in, and considering the shape of the convo, it looks like he'll be getting in right next to Varanas, but nope, decides he just wants to hang out by the windows. Very possible that Ambassador's been bugged. I'm not entirely sure if he was in range, but if he was, he probably did get that bug. It looked like he was just on the cusp. I'm going to go ahead and say probably no, he wasn't. Which is a bit... Oh, there's the bug! This is totally going to get him shot. Yep, there's the bullet. So Varanas picks up another game. 6-2 is the current scoreline. And James is having some trouble as the spy this time around. Now, obviously he wasn't able to get the bug in conversation. And I'm not really sure what was going on with the walking buck at the end there. Wow, holy mackerel, look at this. Wasn't able to get anything done with 1:12 to go, so I guess that's why he went for the bug, because he kind of had to. Not a whole lot of choice there, it looks like, but sometimes Balcony does that, because AI. That's kind of an ongoing theme in Spy Party, because AI. So here we go, heading into Courtyard 2 again. Varanas as spy, James as sniper. The standard, any 4 of 5. Here we go. Now, just starting out the windows here, not a whole lot going on right off the bat. In a fairly nice position to get a bug in, but James was watching a little bit too closely for Varanas to actually try that. So, he heads to an inconspicuous conversation and starts chatting. Problem is, he's orange dress, and this automatically makes him 3 times more suspicious. So, here he heads to the statues for a swap. This isn't good. That was probably unintentional. Yeah, that was a thing that happened. I can't think of a reason why he'd want to... Actually, I can think of a reason why he'd want to swap there. The reason being that it was so dangerous, if he hit a green test, he'd probably get low-lit. Not low-lit. He'd probably... What am I trying to say here? Let me actually words properly. Because he was being watched so closely when he went for that swap, if he got a green test, he was in very good position. Not because Varanas wouldn't have remembered who was there before, but because he would have assumed that orange dress wouldn't have tried to swap there because it's dumb. That's not saying I actually think it's dumb. Sometimes those little high-risk, high-reward strategies can be very high-reward indeed. Like, basically insta-win high-reward. But occasionally, you miss the green test and you get shot in the face, and it's an issue. So, here we go, back to Courtyard with orange dress once again as the spy. And the man in the red tie is a seduction target. Here we go. So James, once again, starting out in a conversation with nothing to do, but the double agent decides to join up, and he gets an early banana bread in, but because of the BB and run, he actually took a highlight for it, so that's a bit of a shame. Lots of lowlights, though, so Certainly not the best banana bread, but you can bet it'll shake Varanas up a little bit. They always do as he steps in for his first flirt. Early banana breads are a very good way of freaking people out. So, Varanas looks like he's getting ready to pick up his first flirt there. He does so. James picks up his first flirt and heads to the window. Varanas is sniping. And he has 4 lowlights, so that's pretty nice. James, though, got the banana bread done, got a seduce. Minute and 45 to go about, so he's in a fairly good spot there. As it looks like he's heading for the briefcase. Trying to throw off a bit of suspicion. Not the greatest pathing on the way there, so that's a shame. Not the greatest entry into the handoff either, so that's also a shame. As Damon finally earns himself that low light, James picks up another flirt. Now, it is very possible that he's finished with the flirts here. Not likely, but possible. 1 minute to go, and what is it? He's got his banana bread done. He's got his seductions possibly done. I didn't see a bug. That doesn't mean a bug hasn't happened. As he steps in for his inspections. Now, if he did get that bug somewhere, this is going to win him the game. If not, he's going to have to go for that bug, and it's going to be tough. But a shot has been taken, and James pulls it back within 2. It looked like he was having a really rough time, but now here, he's starting to pull it back. That game was a little bit slow starting. Ooh, he had 97% on the flirt there. 98%, jeez. 2 green tests on that. Wasn't able to actually get his positioning quite right. This is my biggest pet peeve ever. I hate it when people do this. But yeah, so that went fairly well for James, it seems like. As we step in to game number 11 on balcony. 6-4 is the current scoreline. Varanas picks up the spy role once again. And away we go. Starting off here on the outskirts. Steps in for a very nice position on the flirt here. Lucky that spot was open. Nice position for the banana bread too if he wants to go for that, but looks like our resident man in the blue jacket just left, but he went for the banana bread anyways. Now, I highly doubt he's going to go for the bug here. No, he doesn't. But he's in a nice position for the flirt if he wants to try that. Yeah, there's the flirt. Doesn't hit the green test, but a minute and 15 to go. He's got a bit of time on his hands. He takes a drink here. This is doing fairly well. The only thing that would have improved this game in my eyes was the green test on the banana bread, but doesn't appear to be really necessary either way because the double agent winds up taking a bullet. So Varanas picks up another game for himself, and I tend to find that there's very little I can actually analyze on balcony because I don't really understand balcony all that well. But we're getting in the next game right away. Blue dress and white jacket for a second time here. Blue dress as spy, white jacket as a seduction target. Let's see if James can pick up a game of his own and answer. Seduction target immediately gets himself a highlight. Toby and Damon get their lowlights. As James gets that banana bread off, but gets a highlight in the process for that fast talk. It was good quite a good banana bread in the fact that everybody was in conversation. Not great in the fact that the white test got him highlight. So, bit of a shame there. Takes his drink to the window. Heads back into conversation for a second flirt. Because of the positioning, it's impossible for him to get it done in 2 here. He hasn't actually got that flirt off yet, I don't think. Takes a drink. Not a whole lot going on. No lowlights yet, which is interesting. I still haven't seen that flirt go off. He's being very patient. I'm surprised he's waiting this long for it, to be honest. He's still not talking. I'm not really sure what's going on. Maybe he did get the flirt and I just wasn't paying attention. Here he goes. Trying to get that flirt at the window. Might actually be able to get this off, but takes a bullet before he's able to. So Varanas picks up another game. 4-8 is the scoreline after 12 games. And James not having the best of matches here. This is going to be a bit of a words, Tobo. Come on, you got this. This is going to be a bit of a shorter show tonight. Just because, well, this game wasn't as long as most of the ones I've been casting. I think it only goes 2 more games. Which I believe means Varanas wins, but we're not going to pay attention to that. So, next game is, I believe, on Ballroom? Yes, it is. So, here we go to the Ballroom. No, what mission is he going to take off here? Usually it's microfilm comes off. No seduce! Isn't that interesting? This is going to be very difficult because now he's got 2 hardtail missions to make sure he gets done instead of just 1. Not going to be easy as he starts off the blue bookshelf, grabbing a book and taking it out. This could probably earn him a highlight right off the bat, actually. And his book has been marked. Not the greatest start. But what can you do when you've selected seduction as your mission to not do? As you can tell, I was very surprised by that turn of events. Here he goes to the back here, see if he can get that microfilm transfer without getting a bullet in his head. Actually decides not to, apparently. Ooh, goes for the transfer back to the bookshelf, hits the green test. Totally under the radar. Well done, Varanas. That was a dangerous one, but you got it done quite nicely. Goes for the bug, gets that off in conversation quite nicely. That was very well played. So, the bug and one of the transfers already done. Might actually be able to get this done. Varanas playing very well this game. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. He's on track for a win here, if he can just keep up the speed. Let's see where he heads here. 2 minutes to go. Heading to the statues? Nope. Just to a conversation. So, Varanas apparently has decided it's time to slow down a bit because things have been kind of crazy so far. He heads into the green bookcase, see if he can get this second transfer in. Here he goes. Hits the green test. Gets the transfer. Does he get shot? He doesn't get shot. Oh my god, he got the transfer. This never happens. This is unprecedented. A transfer has occurred without him dying, although he is being watched really closely here. Maybe it's just coincidental, but yeah, the laser has moved behind a thing. Here he goes. Looks like he's headed for... Never mind, he's headed for a window. I thought he was going to go for a banana bread here. So he's headed to the statues? Yep, statues. Walking in for his inspects. 50 seconds to go. Let's see what we can do here. That's 1. That's 2. He enters the second animation cycle. This could be bad. Oh no! He hit the red test! This could be terrible. He's at his 3rd cycle at the statues. Goes for the swap. Hits the green test. Okay, this could be huge if he gets this off. He did all of the hardtail missions. Here comes the green swap. Is he gonna... He's totally gonna see this. This is gonna be bad. There's the swap. Takes a drink. And takes a bullet. Varanas, you were so close, man. That was so awesome. Holy crap. That was an amazing game. Came so close to getting that done. If he'd gone for the banana bread instead of the swap, quite likely he would have actually won that. That was brilliantly done. I barely ever see a transfer microfilm successfully occur. He got both green tests, which was a huge help. Probably why he didn't insta-die. But if he went for the BB, might have actually pulled it off. That was quite awesome. So we're getting ready to head into what I think is the final game. Yellow Danger as the spy with a red dress as a seduction target. Here we go. So, starting off, I can't see him. Oh, he's actually at a painting. That's unusual. Just staring at that non-existent art. Spending a long time there. That could be an issue. Alright, here he goes to a position in the conversation where he might have been able to bug, but wasn't quite able to get that done before the ambassador bailed on him. Goes for the briefcase. Pick it up, sets it down. Nice, easy way to help throw off suspicion. As he enters the conversation, in a position to flirt, but not a good position to flirt. Grabs a drink, actually, as well. I'm pretty sure he did get that flirt off. But again, it was not a very good one. Gets stuck on his double agent and turns around. That was very nicely played. Most people won't actually 180. They'll just keep on trying to get to their spot. But he actually did do the random AI 180 thing when he got caught on somebody. That was very nicely played. Still hasn't gotten himself low-lit. Varanas doesn't do a whole lot in the way of low-lighting people unless he's 100% sure they're not the spy. So Varanas here picks up another fairly nice flirt that time, so he should be able to get that done in one more. Although Varanas right now is probably very, very low on the suspicion list. He's got 1 minute and 20 to go. But he hasn't gotten a whole lot done as he slips in here to see if he can get his inspects in. I think this will be the first mission he actually finishes up this game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Got himself highlight for it. That's such a shame. He's doing so well staying under the radar. He's doing a lot of very inconspicuous things. Most people would probably low-lit him for all this, but winds up being highlight instead. Varanas playing a very good game here as a sniper. Hits the banana bread and in a position to bug too. Being watched too closely though, so he's not quite able to get that off. Anyways, the ambassador has left, so any opportunity to bug is gone. Goes for the bug walking and gets himself shot at the end there. So that is game. 9-5 is the final scoreline after all this. Sorry this was a shorter show than usual, but 45 minutes is pretty good, right? I've been doing the long ones as well, so kind of wanted to take it a little bit easy on this one. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do the Saturday show. I've got something to go to. It's important. Never fear, I am rescheduling to Friday, same time as usual, instead of Saturday. So I can do that instead, so I won't miss any shows, so that'll be good. So, I guess, with any luck, I'll see you then. So, without further ado, this is Deboshi, signing off.